Music and dance are two of the most important aspects of African culture. The two forms of expression are so closely related in Africa that in many African dialects there are not separate words for music and dance, rather one word that represents them both together. In many parts of Africa, music and dance are incorporated into everyday life, as well as used to celebrate big events.
Music and dance is part of the life of the African people because you cannot have a festival or festivity going on without music and without dance.
African music came to America with the African slaves, where it was combined with European styles of music to produce new genres, such as blues, gospel, and jazz. Traditional African music was generally not written down, but rather passed down through oral tradition. Griots and jollies are the keepers of African oral traditions, and as they die off, traditional African music and dances are lost forever. For this reason, it is extremely important for young people to learn about this aspect of African culture. Music is an essential part of African life. Singing is emphasized in many sub-Saharan cultures because song is used as a form of communication. Melodies are often organized in a scale of 4, 5, 6, or 7 notes, and often use recurring patterns. The call and response technique, in which a leader sings a line and a chorus responds, is popular. Instruments are also very important in African music. Drums, especially the West African djembe, are widely used.
One of the biggest elements of music is the drums. The drums gives life to our music.
Many drummers together can create a drum ensemble, in which different types of drums playing different rhythms create a cross-rhythm effect. For example, idiophone, string, and wind instruments are also prevalent. Due to the complex nature of the rhythms of African music, it is almost impossible to record it in the traditional Western technique of music notation. African music must be recorded in a way that tells the musician what to do with their instrument. For instance, whether a drum should be hit with half the hand, the whole hand, or a stick, and whether the hand or stick should be bounced off of the drum's skin or remain in contact with it. Grenotation is a system of writing music that can notate the music of various instruments, including drums, xylophones, and hand clapping. It uses a vertical staff with the right column representing what is played with the right hand or on the right side of the instrument, and vice versa with the left hand. Grenotation uses rectangles of different sizes to show the duration for which the sound should be produced, and with different shading to indicate the instrument played and the sound produced. Without African music, there would be no African dance. In Africa, when music is played, dancing will almost surely be close by. African dance is polycentric, which sets it apart from other forms of dancing around the world. Polycentrism means that the dancer's body is segmented into different areas of movement, each of which moves with a different rhythm in the polyrhythmic music. Robert Farris Thompson describes that, "My hands and feet were to keep time with the gongs, my hips with the first drum, and my back and shoulders with the second."
You find how music involves almost every part of the body. The face expression, the clapping, the moving of the body. With dances goes a lot with the foot movements, the way you move your foot when you're dancing.
Dances differ between tribes, as well as between occasions.
The biggest tribe or ethnic group in Uganda was the Baganda. They have many dances, and each dance depends on different festivities. For example, they have music and dances that is meant for the king, and there are also dances that for marriage, and they also have the songs that may be used by people going on fishing on the lakes and the rivers, and then they have also music or songs that are meant for hunting, and war dances.
A large part of African dance is the costumes and masks that the dancers wear. Masks are often worn during celebrations, crop harvesting, war preparation, and at other ritual ceremonies. It is believed that when one wears a mask, he or she goes into a deep trance and is able to communicate with his or her dead ancestors in that state of mind. The dancer wearing the mask then deciphers messages of wisdom from the ancestors.
African music is part of what has not been exploited or known to the other many parts of the world. There are very few people that know about really the best of African music.
It is important to learn about African music and dance because they are some of the most important aspects of African culture. Americans have so many stereotypes about Africa which are born out of ignorance, and studying about Africa and the different aspects of their culture can help us see how they truly live.
Many people think Africa is full of is only forests and maybe people live together with the monkeys and the lions. People live in different lives. When you go to Africa, you would see a very different picture from what people know. But there's a lot to learn. There's a lot, especially there's a lot for young people, this generation to know